Hello and welcome to another JNMG video. I'm your host JonNario. Ignore this mount, I just got it today. I'm so happy that I got it because it's such a silly little mount. Anyways, today I'm just going to do the changes that every single character got during the Uber 10 update, which are all of the 8 characters which I did the Trove End Game series on, like the Trove End Game episode. So a lot of people wanted to see the end game featured torches now. So right now I need to do like an updated on every single character. What are the changes on every single character regarding how they perform in Uber 10 or end game. I'm just going to tell you the changes on every single character. It's going to be like a brief change instead of going like really in depth, but I actually did some testing over the past hour ago. So yeah, I actually just did some testing, just checking pretty much every single HP and every single enemy in Uber 10, going from normal enemies, 1-star bosses, world bosses, and 3-star bosses, and just seeing the actual changes right there, just looking at the multipliers and doing some math here and there. And yeah, I'm just going to tell you what are going to be the difference on every single character that I've done on the Trove End Game. Starting off with the Knight, ending on with the Shadow Hunter, pretty much chronological order. And yeah, let's get started. First of all, it's going to be the Knight. The only notable change that you're going to see with the Knight is that it's now capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses. It wasn't able to one-shot 3-star bosses because 3-star bosses had around 79 million HP, and the Knight was dealing a maximum up to 68 million damage. And now that it's capable of dealing up to 92 million damage, it's now capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses, which is actually really good for the Knight because it right now is capable of one-shotting literally everything in the entire game that isn't a 3-star boss with health modifier. So that is going to be really insane. Like with this character, one-shotting literally everything, the momentum is just going to skyrocket into like 11, because the good thing about the Knight, it was capable of one-shotting pretty much everything except 3-star bosses and keep maintaining the same movement speed. Now that it's capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses is just incredible and out of this world. So that's the only change that is on the Knight. Next up is going to be the Revenant. So the Revenant is going to be that is now capable of one-shotting normal enemies with one basic attack without martial. So before it wasn't capable of doing this, and now that it's capable of actually doing this, it actually means that the Revenant has some incredible momentum behind it, because before you had to go right next to the enemy, use a bulwark badge and just keep moving forward. Right now it's now capable of just getting right next to the enemy, poking it once and just keep moving forward at pretty much the same movement speed. So it's now capable of just increasing momentum by quite a lot, because it's now capable of one-shotting. Because normal enemies, I believe they have around 16.5 million HP, and into the deep update it actually dealt up to, I believe it was 16.1 million damage. And right now it's capable of one-shotting because it's over 16.5, so that's actually really good. That's pretty much the only notable change on the Revenant. Pretty much everything else remains the same. It was capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses, but now it's more capable of comfortably doing it, and I think it's now capable of doing max damage with the Revenant. So that's pretty incredible. And yeah, so that's all of the changes regarding the Revenant. The third episode, I believe it was on the Neon Ninja. And the Neon Ninja pretty much doesn't have any notable changes. The only notable change is that the basic attack only kills in 1 less hit, but it's still 4 hits. So 4 hits from basic attack instead of 5. So yeah, the kill time is a little bit better, so it means that it has a half-second kill down normal enemies. So yeah, it doesn't have any notable changes. Pretty much everything else remains the same. It was capable of one-shotting every single enemy, including 3-star bosses, because the potential maximum damage from shuriken, it was 80 mil. So right now it is capable of pretty much one-shotting every single boss more comfortably without martial. So yeah, that's pretty much all the changes on the Neon Ninja. No notable changes, unfortunately. Next up is going to be Ice Age. The only notable change is now that the Ice Age is capable of one-shotting world bosses with Arcane. Before it wasn't able to do that because it dealt, I believe it was around 52 to 55 million damage, I don't remember. And right now it's capable of doing up to 72 million damage. So it's more than capable of one-shotting world bosses, which it wasn't capable of doing so before. So yeah, that's pretty much the only notable change. That is without the ultimate ability, by the way. With the ultimate ability, it was capable of one-shotting even 3-star bosses. And right now, yeah, it's more than enough. Like right now it's just destroys everything. with the ultimate ability. So with lower stats, it's now capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses. So the only notable thing about max damage is going to be the world bosses. So that's going to be the only change from the Ice Age. Next character was the Draco. So the Draco actually got some notable changes, which is mainly on the basic attack. Right now with Arcane, the basic attack is capable of one-shotting normal enemies because it deals over 16.5 million damage. And it's now capable of actually 3-shotting enemies instead of 4-shotting enemies with the basic attack, which is kind of cool because back then they actually dealt 4 hits and you actually had to use Burnt Offering in order to kill it. Right now it's not necessary, you can actually just kill enemies with basic attack with max damage, which is pretty cool. And the other thing is going to be the Spitfire. The Spitfire ability actually is capable of one-shotting world bosses, similar to like the Ice Age. Like before, it dealt like around 50 mil HP, and right now it's capable of dealing, I believe, up to 68 million damage and or 70 mil damage. I don't remember how much damage it was, but it's now capable of one-shotting world bosses with 1 Spitfire. So that is pretty cool. Pretty much everything else remains the same, including the ultimate ability basic attack. It still kills the same amount of hits, it doesn't kill any faster. So yeah, pretty much everything else remains the same, but the only thing is going to be their basic attack without the ultimate ability and the Spitfire being able to actually one-shot world bosses. One of the big notable changes it was the Lunar Lancer. So the Lunar Lancer, as you may or may not know, actually has a 30% bonus physical damage by default. So the potential max coefficient on the Lunar Lancer, it is 5.9 million coefficient. Because, you know, 30% of raw base damage is still 30% of your coefficient, which is going to be 5.9 million damage in coefficient maximum, potentially, by the way. And that means that the Lunar Lancer is capable of one-shotting 1-star bosses, which it wasn't capable before. That's why I always use Beamer on this character, because it always struggled on bosses. And right now, since it's capable of one-shotting 1-star bosses, it means that this character is capable of 2-shotting, I believe it is, world bosses instead of 3-shotting, and 3-star bosses I believe is still 3 shots. So that's the one of the notable thing. The other notable thing is going to be the ultimate ability with Arcane is capable of one-shotting world bosses. So that is pretty cool in terms of momentum. Lunar Lancer actually got some of the most love regarding the new torches, so that's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, so the Lunar Lancer mains rejoice because this is pretty good. So yeah, I knew I kind of forgot one character in particular because I saw 7 characters. I was like, what? I knew that I'd done 8 episodes. So yes, the character that I forgot, it was the Vanguardian. But the Vanguardian pretty much got the same night treatment, so it actually can one-shot 3-star bosses. And the same as the Revenant treatment, which can one-shot normal enemies with the uppercut or the last shot from the range mode. And the last character that I will be covering, which was episode 8, which was the Shadowhunter. It's pretty much the same as the Neon Ninja. No new notable changes. The only thing is that it no longer is 5 shots to kill with the basic without martial. Now it's 4. So yeah, it actually kills a little bit faster. If you could probably tell right over here, I am dealing 3.4 million coefficient with Shadowhunter basic attack. So it means that I'm able to 5-shot enemies with my basic attack. With max coefficient, it's now 4 shots to kill instead of 5. And yeah, that's pretty much the only notable change because everything else remains the same. This is capable of one-shotting literally everything. The ultimate ability is just the ultimate ability. It does 55 goddamn times damage. It's just ridiculous. And pretty much everything else just remains the same. And yeah, that's all regarding the Shadowhunter. Maybe the other thing that you could say is that it's now capable of one-shotting 3-star bosses without the Shadow Mark and the max fully charged rating arrow. So it can be quite cool if you see a 3-star boss from really far away and you are capable of one-shotting with the rating arrow. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much every single notable change regarding all the characters that I've done in the Trove End Game series. The other character that I wanted to do is I actually did the Dino Tamer recording, but I'm just going to redo the recording because I did it without torches, so I need to do the recording again, but with torches. So that's going to be literally everything regarding all of the changes on every single character that I've done in the Trove End Game series. And excuse the background noise, but that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. As always, leave a like if you want to help the channel grow. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And that is all for today. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and keep on hunting. And just check out the new damage, because you are going to see some incredible changes with all of the characters. I would suggest just try it out if you have max life with one character. That is all for today. Farewell.